Good morning, everyone. This is Amit Kumar Singh, and welcome to yet another session on operation research. Right now we are talking about the test of optimality. In operation research till now, we have covered LPP problem, the formulation of LPP problem. Then once we formulate the LPP problem, how to solve the LPP problem by using graphical method or by complex method or by using MS Excel solver. Then we have learned the tool of working on linear programming, where we talked about one application of linear programming, and there we have studied about the transportation problem. So once we have a transportation problem with us, transportation problem is one of the application of linear programming problem, where the matrix what is given to us, we can solve that matrix provided should be based on minimization. Okay, so we cannot solve a transportation problem uh, by using any of the methods I have discussed, where the objective is maximization. In order to solve the transportation problem, your objective should be minimization. Based on minimization of an objective, whenever you have given a transportation problem where the data in the transportation problem is given in the form of rectangular matrix, where some form of supply and demand would be given to you between the inventories and all. Some form of supply and demand would be given to you. Like you can see, this is the source of supply and this is the avenue of demand with you. So when such data are given to you, then once that input is been given to you, where the data inside the matrix, they're talking about something related to cost or maybe raw material, where possibly your objective would be the minimization. So under that scenario, if you want to solve that problem, so in order to solve the problem, so what you can do to solve this problem, you can find the initial basic feasible solution. So we can find the initial basic feasible solution. That initial basic feasible solution can be found by, we can found this initial basic feasible solution by three methods. So one of the three method is northwest corner method. So one of the method is northwest corner method. The another method apart from northwest corner method is matrix minima method, that is called matrix minima method, or the other name of matrix minima method is the least cost method. And the third method of to solve the initial basic feasible solution is Vogel approximation method. The third method is the Vogel approximation method. So by either of the three method, either it is northwest corner method or by matrix minima method or by Vogel approximation method, we used to find the initial basic feasible solution. So once we get the initial basic feasible solution, then we do the test of degeneracy, then we do the test of degeneracy, then we do the test of DEGENERACY, then we used to do the test of degeneracy, where the test of degeneracy says that the number of occupied cells what you are getting, it should be equal to m plus n minus 1, where m talks about the number of row and the n talks about the number of column. Now before we solve the problem, whenever we get this matrix, before we solve the problem, we have to make sure that the total sum of demand should be equal to total sum of supply. Here you can see the total sum of demand is equal to total sum of supply. If that is there, two things you have to see, that the total sum of demand is equal to total sum of supply, and next thing you have to see the given matrix should be minimum matrix. Once you're sure about these two things, now what you can do, you can find the initial basic feasible solution. Once you find the initial basic feasible solution, then in last class I have taught you something called test of optimality. Then once you get this, then we'll do the test of, then we'll do the test of optimality. In order to do the test of optimality, what we do, we follow a method. The method name is the method what we follow. They actually methods are there. One is stepping stone method and the other one is modified distribution method. So normally we follow modified distribution method. So the another name of modified distribution method is UV method. So you remember what I had taught you in last class in regard of UV method, where we assign variables like U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3 to each rows and column. Then one of the row or column we put equal to 0. Then simultaneously what we do, then once we have done that thing, then we follow the formula that for occupied cell, we follow the formula called Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So by that, what we do, by using this formula, we fill the value of the variables, those variables which have assigned for every row and column. Once we have done that, then what we do for unoccupied cell, then for the unoccupied cell, then for the unoccupied cells, we use the formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Now, if for all the unoccupied cells we get Ci minus Uj, Cij minus Ui plus Vj, if we get everything positive, means the solution is optimal. But in case if it's not positive, then we take the help of loop to make it optimal. So now I hope you remember all this we have done till now. Now what I will do, I'll start solving this problem from beginning. So this is the problem given to me. Now I'm giving you 5 minutes time. Assign variable by using northwest corner method. Use northwest corner method and tell me the total cost. Everyone use northwest corner method and tell me the total cost for this matrix. Everyone I believe is sitting with pen. So everyone use northwest corner method. By using northwest corner method, everyone tell me the total cost. Then we'll check is that cost is optimal or not. That is the next thing we need to worry about. But right now, everyone use northwest corner method. Use northwest. You can use any method. In exam, they will not write the method. I'm telling you, use any method. Right now, you use northwest corner method and tell me the total cost. Okay, so use northwest corner method, guys, and tell me the total cost. Everyone, try fast. Tell me the total cost by using northwest corner method. So this is the metric. This is the problem I given to you. Now the same thing what we have done last class. We will continue discussing the same thing, provided we need to do a quick revision of what we have done. So use northwest corner method and tell me the total cost. Although the total cost is not the optimal cost, but we'll try to work on. Everyone, try everyone. Kishore, I made you the co-host. So if you feel anyone is creating problem in the class, you can against them or you can remove them from the group. Kishore, I made you the co-host. So if you feel to remove anyone from the group, anyone is creating some problem, you want to do that, you can do that.
Yes, sir.
Shruti, you also. So Shruti, I also made you co-host. So Kishore and Shruti, you both are co-host. So if you feel that anyone is creating problem, if you want, you can remove them also, no problem. You can take any action, whatever you feel is convenient. To both Kishore and Shruti, both. What happened, Sachin? I'm not understanding. Who is creating problem, Sachin?
Sir, he is not our classmate. Can you remove him?
Hello?
Sir, he is not our classmate, sir.
Who? Sachin.
Sachin. Yes, sir.
Okay, remove that person. How these people get the link and all in this class? Is he removed? Okay.
Yes, sir. I removed him.
Okay. Who sent these people links here? Guys, please be aware about, don't send link to anyone and everyone. If everyone solve this problem by using northwest corner method. So we know how to solve by northwest corner method. We start with the cell which is at the northwest. So if you see the capacity is 10, demand is 20. So we'll assign 10 to this. And then left is 10. Now when you see the next northwest corner cell is, you can see A21 where the demand is 10 and the capacity is 15. So if you put 10 here and this is done, now this left is 5. Now if you see, now the next cell is 822, so you'll put 5 here, you put 5 here, and now this left is 10. Now you'll put 10 here. So if you put, so I believe this is the way how you get the solution. You can see these steps, you can see these steps. You can see these steps. Jaina, if you have doubt, please write in the chat. Very good. Very good, Shruti. So this is the way how you need to solve. So if you start with the northwest corner, that is the A11. You always start with A11. So you put 10 here. If you put 10 here, then this is done. Left is 10. Now this you'll put 10 here. So this is done. Left is 5. You put 5 here. So this is done. Left is 10. You put 10 here, and then you'll put 30 here. With this, you'll find the total cost. The total cost will be around, I think Shruti told, 115 or 125. 125 would be the total value, Shruti. 125, 20 plus 40, 60, 60 plus 5, 65, 65 plus 30, 95, 95 plus 30. 125, you will get the total cost. So this is the initial basic solution what we got. So this is not optimal solution. This is the initial basic solution we got. Now we need to see this is optimal or not. So I believe everyone is done this much. So I want to go ahead. I believe everyone is done with this. So I hope I can go ahead. Clear now? Anyone have doubt? So you can find the initial basic feasible solution either by northwest corner method or either by least cost method or either by Vogel approximation method. By using any of the three methods, you can find the initial basic feasible solution. Anyone have any doubt? So I believe no one have any doubt. So let me erase this. Okay. So we got this solution. Now in order to do the test of optimality, no need to write supply, demand and all. Simply you can write the data. Okay, let me write down the data. This is 2. It is having a value called 10. Then this is 2. Then this is 3. Then this is 4. It is having a value called 10. Then 1. It is having a value called 5. Then 2. Then this is 1. Then this is 3. It is having a value called 10. Then 1. It is having a value called 30. Correct. So 2, 10, 2, 3, then 4, 10, 1, 5, 2, 1, 10, 3, 1, 0. Okay. So you got this. You got this solution. Now before in exam when you write all this, then after once you got the initial feasible solution in exam and all, when you do, you find the total cost. You do all this homework. Total cost 2 into 10 plus 10 into 4 plus 5 into 1 plus 10 into 3 plus 1 into 30. You do all that work in exam. You get the value called 125. You will get this value called 125. Once you get this value, now then you do the test of degeneracy. Then you do the test of degeneracy. You do the test of degeneracy where the number of occupied cells should be equal to m plus n minus 1. You can see there 3 rows are there and 3 columns are there. So as per the test of degeneracy, the number of occupied cells should be 5. So you can count here the total number of occupied cells is 5. It means the given optimal solution is non-degenerate. I believe you remember till this much. So we are doing this much from long. Once you're done with that, now I can write this as U1. If you do test of degen, now test of optimality, this is U1, U2, U3, this is V1, V2, V3. Now I'm talking about test of optimality. Now I'm doing the test of optimality. Now I'm doing the test of optimality. When we do the test of optimality, when we do the test of optimality, so we'll write U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. Now out of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, you can put any variable equal to 0. If you see the first row, there's only one cell occupied. If you see second row, 2 cells are occupied. If you see third row, 2 cells are occupied. If you see first column, 2 cells are occupied. If you see second column, 2 cells are occupied. If you see third column, only one cell is occupied. Try to put that row or column equal to 0, which has maximum occupation. It doesn't matter any variable. It doesn't matter, you can put any variable. You can put any variable equal to 0. So suppose I put U2 equal to 0. So if I put U2 equal to 0, now I hope you remember, with that you can put V1 equal to 4 and V2 equal to 1. I hope you remember, because now the moment you put U2 equal to 0, now what you will do, you follow that formula, the formula what I told you for the occupied cells, that you follow the formula for occupied cells. So the formula of occupied cells, for occupied cells you follow the formula called Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So if you see A22, if you see A22 cell means second row, second column. So the cost of that is 1. So that if you see A22, so the cost of that is, so that is U2 plus V2. So the cost of that is 1. U2 you put 0. So V2 would be equal to 1. I hope you remember, and you still remember what we have done in last class. So with that you can put the value of V1 and V2. With that you will find the value of V1 and V2. Anyone have doubt with V1 and V2? Anyone have doubt with V1 and V2? So we use that formula for finding the value of V1 and V2. So the V1 value would be 4 and V2 value would be 1. Why V1 value is 4, V2 value is 1? Because I put U2 equal to 0. So for now, if I put U2 equal to 0, so A21 cell would be U2 plus V1 and A22 cell would be U2 plus V2. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone any doubt? Clear na? Anyone any doubt? Now once you get the value of V1, so I can find the value of U1 also. What would the value of U1? If I find the value of V1, once I find the value of V1, what I can do, I can find the value of U1. You know that C11 is equal to U1 plus V1. Now C11 is 2, U1 we don't know, V1 is 4. So what is U1? U1 is equal to -2. So I can put the value of U1 equal to -2. And similarly, I can find the value of V3, or to find the value of V3. V2 U3 value, how can I find? So now I can take C832, that is U3 plus V2. So C32 is equal to 3, U3 is we don't know, V2 is 1. So with that I can find the value U3 equal to 2. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone any doubt? So once I find the value of U3, I can find the value of V3 also. Anyone doubt? Any doubt? Everyone understanding? Which one should I repeat, Devraj? Wait, I'll remove everything. I'll remove everything. I remove everything. So I'm doing from beginning, Devraj. So what I have done, like U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, out of all, put any variable, doesn't matter, take one variable, put 0. So that I have done. Now we'll use the formula that for occupied cell. So for occupied cells, we have used the formula for occupied cells. We have used a formula called Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So if I put U2 equal to 0, so automatically the value of V1 equal to 4 and the value of V2 equal to 1. I hope this is clear with everyone. So if I put U2 equal to 0, automatically I'll get the value of V1 equal to 4, V2 equal to 1. I believe everyone understand this. Now based on this, now what I can do, I can write A of 3 2 equal to U3 plus V2. So once I got the value of V1 and V2, once I get the value of V1 and V2, I can find the all other value because I have V1, V2. So if I have V2, I can find U3. So C32 is 3. This is C32. This is your C32. And so C32 is 3. So C32 is 3. Now U3 we don't know, and V2 is equal to 1. So I can find this U3 equal to 1. Okay. So U3 equal to 1. Once you get that U3 equal to 1, now once you get U3 equal to 1, U3 equal to 1, once you get the U3, once you get the U3 equal to 1, so once you get the U3 equal to 1 minute guys, U3 is not 1, U3 is 2, not 1, U3 is 2, and U3 is 2, that is 3 minus 1, U3 is 2. So once you get U3 value, you can find the value of V3. If you take A33, you will get U3, you will get U3 plus V3. So A33 is 1, U3 is 2, so V3 value would be minus 1. Yeah. This is clear. So I found the value of everything. I found V1, V2, V3, U2 and U3. Now U1 value. To find the U1 value, to find the U1, what I can do, to find the U1, what I can do, I can take A11. A11 is U1 plus V1. A11 is 2. u1 we don't know, and v1 is 4. So u1 is equal to -2. So I found all the value. I found u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3. So I've done this. Now guys, so now we have used, I hope everyone is understood. And now we have, by using this formula, called Cij is equal to ui plus vj, by using this formula called Cij is equal to ui plus vj, what I have done, I have assigned variable, I have assigned values to u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3. I have assigned values to them. I believe this is clear with everyone. Anyone doubt? Clear everyone? So we have done for the occupied cell. By working on occupied cell, we have assigned this value. I hope this is clear with everyone. Anyone have doubt? Anyone have doubt? Any doubt? This part is clear everyone. Now what I will do, now I'll do assignment of unoccupied cells. Now we'll talk about unoccupied cells. Now we'll talk about unoccupied cells. Now for unoccupied cells, for the unoccupied cells, we'll use the formula called Cij minus ui plus vj. Okay, now everyone try this, use this formula. Tell me if this solution is optimal or not. Have you got positive answer for all the cell? Everyone please try. Everyone please try quickly for all the unoccupied cell. Which cells are unoccupied here? Which cells are unoccupied? This cell, this cell, this cell, this cell. Check. Are you getting all positive value or not? Okay, quickly. Now, if you see this cell, guys, I hope you're understanding. Acha, agar if I talk about this first one, suppose this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. For you people, I'm doing. So for this cell, right now I'm doing for A. Now, what is the cost? Cost is 2 minus ui. What is ui? Minus 2. And what is vj? That is 1. Okay, everyone is understanding. 2 minus minus of 1. That would be 3. Positive means no problem. Positive. Everyone is understanding now. Please reply if anyone have any doubt. This is clear. See the corresponding row and column. Clear, na? Can I go ahead? I hope everyone is understanding. I'm not seeing anyone reply in the chat, so I'm assuming that you're understanding. Similarly, I can do for other cells. Let's talk about B. If I talk about B, what is the cost for B? 3. 3 minus, what is ui? Ui is minus 2. And what is the vj? Vj is minus 1. So this is 3 minus minus of 3. That is 6. So again, this is also positive. No problem. Clear na? Everyone is understanding. Anyone have any doubt? C for all cells which are unoccupied. Use the formula Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Till now, anyone have doubt? I have done for A and B. Guys, everyone is understanding, right? Okay, nobody is responding. So I'm assuming that you are understanding only. Huh. Acha, okay, Shruti, I'm doing again. I can do again. I'm doing again. Shruti, I'm doing again. See all those people. So this is the formula. The formula what we use for unoccupied. This is the formula what we use. I hope you can, everyone can see A, B, C, D. For all the cells which are unoccupied, I put pink color. I put pink color for all the cells which are unoccupied. I put pink color for on those cells, for all the cells which are unoccupied. Now I'm doing one by one. Let's take the first cell A. Let's take the first cell A. What is the cost for that? What is A? A is A12. So what is the cost for that? The cost is 2. 2 minus, what is the corresponding U value for that? Minus 2. What is the corresponding V value for that? Plus 1. I hope this is clear with everyone. See the cell A, which is in pink color. Everyone can see. The cost for that is 2. So this is 2 minus, this is minus 2 plus 1. This is minus 1. So this would be plus 3. This is positive. So A is positive. So no problem. A is positive, no problem. One by one, like I'll do for A, B, C, D. Clear na? Hai na? Devraj, everyone. I think Supreet is not there today. Devraj is there. Then everyone. Lakshmi is there. Everyone. So fine. So you got A. Once you get A, can I find B? Once I get A, I can find B. Once A is there, then I can find B. B. Now for B, what is the cost? Cost for B is 3. 3 minus, what is the U value for B? Minus 2. What is the V value for that? V value for that is minus 1. V value for that is minus 1. This is minus 2 minus 1. So this is 3 minus minus 3 is equal to plus 6. Clear? Anyone have doubt? So B also positive. Guys, है ना? B also positive. A and B, you understanding na? Very simple guys, very simple. It's not at all difficult. So for now I'm doing for unoccupied cell for A, B, C, D. So I did for A, I did for B. Okay, can I go to C? Okay. Now I did A, I did B. Now let's do C. So now let's do C. For C, what is C? C, what is C? C is A23. So C, what is the cost of C? 2. Sorry, 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus, what is the U value? 0. What is the V value? V value is minus 1. So this is 2 minus minus 1, that is again 3. This is also positive. This much clear na? This much clear. So I found A, B, C. Now let's find D. We found A, B, C. Let's find D. We found A, B, C. Let's find D. Now D, when we talk about D, if I talk about D, for D, if you see D, the cost is 1, 1 minus UI is 2, and VJ is 4. So this is 1 minus 6, D is negative. So everything is positive, only the D is negative. So you can see everything is positive except D. D is negative. You can see the solution. You got everything positive, D is negative. So because D is negative, it means the given solution is not optimal. It means because D is negative, because it means the given solution is not optimal. It means the given solution is not optimal. So for all the unoccupied cell, I use the formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. For all the unoccupied cells, I use this formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. So, so all the unoccupied cells, I wrote them A, B, C, D. A, B, C, all I got positive, but D is negative. Clear na? Anyone have doubt? It means the solution is not optimal. If the solution is not optimal, what to do, that I'm going to teach you now. So done everyone, can I go ahead? Done everyone, can I go ahead? So means this given solution is not optimal. So what we'll do now, we got the solution. Again, I'm writing this. Again, I'm writing this. Now guys, by when you use the formula, what you got to know that the allocation what you have done is not optimal. Sir, why the allocation is not optimal? Because you are getting negative value here. Because you are getting a negative value here. Because you are getting a negative value here. This was 10. You are getting a negative value here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're getting negative value here. That's why this solution is not optimal. Now, if your solution is not optimal, what you can do to make it optimal? In order to make it the optimal, you have to make a loop. You have to change this allocation. The allocation what you're seeing right now, this allocation, I hope you can see in your screen. The allocation what you're seeing in your screen right now is not optimal. Why it's not optimal? Because you proved that. So because this is not optimal means you have to change this allocation. There's something which is problematic here. It is not optimal. So how to make it optimal? To make it optimal, you will give some value to this. You will give some value to this which is negative. Which is negative, you give some value to this. So you give some value to this which is negative, you give some value to that so that you try to make it positive. How you do that? For doing that, you make a loop. What is loop? Is like this. You make a loop. You make a loop. What you do? You try to make a rectangular representation. Some kind of closed figure representation you try to make. You try to play a game. You try to play the game where you only move on occupied cell. Where you only move on occupied cell and then you change the values on that. So before you move on occupied cell, you give the boundary. You give a boundary to that. You have to move on occupied cell. You have to give boundary to that. You have to assign a value to that. By assigning that value, by changing the value, you try to make it optimal. So what I did, I just moved on occupied cell. I just move on occupied cell. Here what you have to do, this is negative. This is negative. You can see this cell. This cell is negative. You can see this cell. This cell is negative. So what you do, because this cell is negative, what you do, you play a game. What is the rule of game? The rule of game is that you have to move from this cell. You have to make a clause, you have to make a boundary. In that boundary, what you are making, that boundary you can make only by moving on the occupied cells. You can move only on occupied cell. From here, you can reach here. But from here, where you can go? You can only go on occupied cell. You cannot go here. You cannot go here. You cannot go here. You can only move on occupied cell. And you cannot go like this. You cannot go like this. You cannot do this. Because you have to make a kind of closed diagram you have to make. You cannot go like this. Diagonally you cannot go. So you cannot do like this. Diagonally you cannot go. You can only go from one cell to other cell in 90 degree. The movement what you do, you have to do in 90 degree only. So you cannot make 45 degree and all. So that movement you have to do in 90 degree only. Okay, and that movement what you do, you can do only on those cells which are occupied. So from here you cannot go here. From here you cannot go here. So from here you cannot go here. Now from you cannot go here, you cannot go here, you cannot go here, you can either 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 go here. You can only move on occupied cell. And you have to move in 90 degree. You cannot move 45 degree and all. So what I'll do, I'll make a closed loop. I make a closed loop. So if I see, the only possible which is happening is this. The only thing which is possible happening is this. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Now what I'll do? Now what you'll do? Now what to do now? Now what you'll do? You give sign. You put sign. This is plus sign. This is minus sign. This is plus sign. This is minus sign. Assign sign to that. Assign sign to that. Okay. Assign sign to that. Clear? I know this would be a little bit difficult for you. I can understand that part, but you have to trust me. We'll do a lot of examples with you so that I'll make sure that you'll understand. One or two problem what I'll do, you will not feel very confident on what I'm doing. But you have to trust me and you need to hold your patience, and I want you not to lose your concentration. So this is a little bit difficult. So this you put theta. This what you'll do, which color should I use? So this you'll put theta. This you'll put theta. This you'll put as theta. This you'll put as theta. This is theta. Put this as theta. So what you do, whatever you got negative, put that as a theta. Whichever cell is negative, you put that cell as theta. Now you see where you moved. This is A, suppose. This is B. This is C. This is D. So your theta, A is theta, that you put A is theta, which is negative, which value you want to change. Now if you go to B, B is having allocation called 10. B is having allocation called 10. So what you will do, so B has a sign called minus. So write B as 10 minus theta. Write B as 10 minus theta. Write B as 10 minus theta. Now if you go to C, if you go to C, the A has plus sign, B is having minus sign, and C is having plus sign, plus minus, like that you will do. Now C is having a value called 5. So write that as 5 plus theta. Now if you go to D, D is having minus sign, plus minus, and D is having a value called 10, and this is minus, so the D would be 10 minus theta. So now what you have to do, you have to assign value to A. You have to assign a value to A. I assume A equal to theta. I have to assign a value to A, and now I am assuming A equal to theta. Clear everyone? See, anyone have doubt, ask me. Now this is the value assigned. Now A is equal to theta. Now B is equal to 10 minus theta, C is equal to 5 plus theta, D is equal to 10 minus theta. So what you have to do, guys, you have to assign a value to theta. You have to assign a value to theta. So what value will assign to theta? For assigning value to the theta, you see all the values which are negative. For assigning value to the theta, you try to assign that value which is the lowest value. You assign that value to the theta which is lowest. So if you see lowest are in negative, so put the minimum value. So if you see the minimum value is both same for B and D. So what value you can assign for theta? So the theta would be equal to 10. So if theta is equal to 10, so what would the value be? B would be equal to 10 minus theta, and theta is 10. So B would be equal to 0. C would be what? C is 5 plus theta. So C would be equal to 15. And D is what? 10 minus theta. So D would be again 0. So you have to do this work, guys. I know it would be a little bit difficult for you to understand, but there's no other option. You have to understand. And this is coming for your exam. So I'll do more and more example, more and more question I'll take. Only thing is that this problem will be take more than 1 hour. It can't be done in 1 hour class. So I'll request for the next class to be 2 hours, because it can't be done in 1 hour. So now I hope you're understanding. If you're finding difficulty in understanding, then we need to take more and more example. There's no other way of doing. So I have to go ahead. So anyone have any doubt, please ask me before I go ahead. Anyone, any doubt? Anyone want to ask anything? Clear, nobody is saying anything, so I'm assuming that you understood. Now what you have to do, you have to assign some value to the variable which is having negative sign. The variable which is negative sign is 1. So I have to assign some value to that. So I assigned a value called 10. Why I assigned value called 10? Because out of all negative value, the 10 is the lowest value. So that work you have to do. Now I'll go ahead. Now I'll draw the diagram. Same diagram I'll draw. So this is 2, 10. Then this is 2. Then this is 3. Then 4. 4 had the value 10 which you took, 5 become 15, 5 become 15. Now this is 2. Now this was 1, 1 become 10. Now this is 3, 3 also become 0, and 1 is 30. So now you will get this. If you remember, this was negative before. If you remember, this was negative before. So the looping and all, whatever you had done, why you did that looping? To make that, to assign something on that. Because you have to cover up. Because it's negative to cover up. How to cover up? Put some value on that. So that when you apply that formula, called Cij minus ui plus vj, that does not turn it to be negative. I hope this is clear. Now, if you do the test of degeneracy, Arpita, you can switch off your video. Don't roam on road, Arpita, Kishore. Now, what you do, now we'll do the test of degeneracy. If you see the test of degeneracy, the total number of occupied cell should be 5, but here the total number of occupied cell is only 4. So now what I'll do, now I'll write U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. We're going to do this work till the time we'll not get all the unoccupied cell as positive. Till that time, you have to again doing this work, that UV method, by putting value to U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. We have to do till that time will not make all the unoccupied cell to be positive. I know this would be little difficult because this is the first time you are seeing this, so it will be little bit difficult for you. But more and more problem will do. I'll make sure that I'll give you the enough confidence for you people to easily do this problem. Okay, now out of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, put one variable to 0. Let U3 equal to 0. If U3 is 0, then V1 would be 1 and V3 would be 1. I hope this is clear with everyone. And a V1 would be 1, V3 will be 1. Now, if V1 is 1, I can put U1 equal to 1. And till here, anyone have doubt? So same formula for occupied cells. So I'm using for occupied cells. So for the occupied cells, we are using the formula called Cij minus Cij equal to Ui plus Vj. So we are using this formula for the occupied cell. We are using this formula for the occupied cell. For occupied cells, we are using this formula. For the occupied cell, we are using this formula called Cij equal to Ui minus Cij equal to Ui plus Vj. With that, I fill this value. Anyone have any doubt? So same thing we have to repeat again. Same thing we are doing. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone doubt? Anyone doubt? Is this clear? Now, once you're done for occupied cell, now there's a problem, sir. There's a problem. What is the problem? I cannot find the value U2 and V2. Why I'm not able to find the value of U2 and V2? Because you can see it is the optimal solution is degenerate. You can see this, the number of occupied cell is not m plus n minus 1. You cannot find. Now, can you tell me the value of U2 and V2? You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot find the value of U2. You cannot find the value of U2 or you cannot find the value of V2. Why? Because it is there should be 5 allocation. The total number of cells which need to be occupied should be 5. But here if you see the total number occupied is only 4. So because of which I'm not able to find the value of U2 or V2. Now what to do? What to do now? Now what to do? In order to do that, what you'll do, you'll assign a dummy variable. Because you have to put, because to do the problem, you have to do something. There's no other way. The problem is that the solution what you get, here the solution you got, it has only 4 allocation. Now in order to fill the value U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, I need minimum 5 allocation. But that is not happening here. Why it is not happening? Because you noticed. Why that is not happening? Because you noticed, what you noticed, if you notice here, the two cells has the same value. So normally we consider the lowest value of theta. But here the two value cells have the same value. So I have to remove all the value. Because I have made theta equal to 10. Because I made theta equal to 10, so this also becomes 0, this also becomes 0. Now because the two cells become 0, now the given solution is degenerate. Now in order to solve the problem, I have to put some value of U2 and V2. To do that, what we will do, we'll think about a dummy variable. We think as a dummy variable. That dummy variable is called epsilon. There's something called epsilon. We will put a dummy variable called epsilon. We do a dummy allocation. On all the cells, what you can see, this is one cell, this is one cell, this is one cells which are unoccupied. See the cells which are unoccupied. These are the cells which are unoccupied. On all the cells which are unoccupied, see the cell which has the minimum value. There are two cells which has the minimum value. So if you see this cell, this A, you can see two cells are there, this A and this B. So just what we do, we put a dummy, we do a dummy allocation so that we can solve the problem. The dummy allocation, this epsilon has a value 0. So why we do that? So that we can complete U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. So that epsilon has a value 0. So why we put that value? So that we can complete the equation. Because mathematically we have to complete this equation. For choosing the epsilon, what we do, we prefer that cell which has the minimum value. So you can see the cells which has the minimum value. So there are two cells are there, either this or this. So you can choose any cell, doesn't matter. And you put that value called epsilon to that cell. You put a value called epsilon to this cell. By putting this value epsilon to this cell, now this cell become occupied cell. Now because this cells become occupied cell, now you can find the value of V2. V2 is 1. How V2 is 1? You apply that formula. You know that formula that C12 is equal to U1 plus V2. C12 is 2. U1 is U1 plus V2. Which one you have to find? U1 was given. V1 was 1. So you can find the value V2. Once you find the value of V2, you can find the value of U2. So C22 is equal to U2 plus V2. C22 is, so U2 you don't know and V2 is 1. So you can find the value of V2. The idea of putting that value called epsilon, the idea of putting what you did, because the problem here was that there's a problem. What was the problem? The problem here was that once to solve this problem, in order to solve this problem, U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, you have to write value for all the cells. But you could not able to write because you're getting a degenerate solution. Then because of which you could not able to find the value of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. Now in order to solve that, what is required? Now in order to solve this problem, what is now required? There's only one option is there. You have to make the cell occupied. So what we did, we used one dummy variable called epsilon, which has the value called 0. Why you use it? So that you can make U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. Once that is done, once that part is done, now we'll talk about for unoccupied cell. For unoccupied cells, for unoccupied cells, we use the formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Now for unoccupied cells, we use this formula called Cij. Now for unoccupied cells, we use the formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. I hope you're understanding. Now we'll do the same thing for all the cells. Let's do this. Now which cells are left, guys? Which cells are left? Which cells are left? Which cells are left? This is one cell. This is one cell. Now this is one cell. Now this is one cell. Now suppose this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Now the cells which are unoccupied, these are those cells which you can see in green color. They can be A, B, C and D. Okay, now I apply the same formula, guys. Can we do that? Quickly, can we do that? Quickly. Now for unoccupied cells, we use the same formula. For unoccupied cells, we can use the same formula. And for unoccupied cells, I can use the same formula. That if I talk about A, then Cij minus Ui plus Vj. If I do that, then cost is 3 minus U is 1. And what is that? V is 1. So this is positive. And 3 minus 2. Then I'll do for B. B. What is cost? Cost is 2 minus what is U for that? U 4. And what is V for that? V is V. U is 4 and V is 1. V is 1 now. V is 1. So you're getting negative value. Means still it's not occupied. This is not optimal. Now for C. Now if I do for C, this is 4. 4 minus 1 plus 4. This is again negative. Now for D, if I see for D, D is 3 minus 1 plus 0. You're getting positive. Clear? So this is 1 plus 1, 2. This is 1 plus 1, 2. This is 5. This was 1 now. This was 1. Achha, sorry guys, this was 1. This was 1. This was 1. So because this was 1, so this would be 1. So because this is 1, so A is fine. B is 1 plus 1. B is 1 plus 1. So this is 0. This is 0. This is 1 plus 1. So this is 0. So this is positive. 0 is positive. And C is 1 plus 1. C is again 1 plus 1. So again this is positive. And D is fine. So now you get everything positive. This was not 5, that was 1. Clear everyone? Clear? Clear? Anyone have doubt? So now this given solution, what you can see, now you for all the unoccupied cells, you are getting positive value. Because you get positive value, now for all the unoccupied cells, so you can follow the formula that your total cost will be 2 into 10 plus 2 into epsilon plus 1 into 15 plus 1 into 10 plus 1 into 30. Now 2 into 10 is 20, epsilon is 0, ignore it. This is 15, this is 10, this is 30. You can do the sum. This is 50, 60, 75 rupees. This is your optimal cost. If you remember, before you are getting the optimal cost is 125 rupees. That was not optimal. Because that was not optimal, so you did the test of optimality by working on UV method, and ultimately you got the optimal solution. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Clear, no? So I hope I have whatever I taught you, you understood. I know I can understand, guys. This is not easy thing. I can understand. You are finding more difficult to do, but trust me. Give me more time. I'll do more problem with you. More and more problem I'll do, more you'll understand. Also, again, it's a sincere request to everyone. Please go and watch these videos. Recorded version of every class I'm sending you in the group. Hardly 2-3 people watch the video. Trust me, this lockdown is going to continue further, and don't expect much, because your education institution more or less would be closed only. So you have to study online only. There's no other option you have. So please become serious. Do start only right now. Only start working hard. Then only your objective will be fulfilled, guys. Again, I'm requesting you. I'm telling you. Again, rest is your wish. So we'll see you again tomorrow, and we'll do little bit more difficult problem where I can try to make you understand in much more better way. So till then, let's hope for the best. Take care, everyone. God bless you. Bye.